Let me get right on X so I can get you a link. Collecting and connecting. We are live. What
Yes,
up,
we are.
Kevin? How are you,
Peace,
man?
King.
We're
Peace,
back on
King.
another Friday night. We were just in the studio
Uh-huh.
earlier. We filmed an amazing episode that's going to be out Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take a couple minutes just to chill, let you guys all get in here, send this out to our homies.
Mm-hmm.
Come tune in. Talking live NBA scores, the MVP race,
Mm-hmm.
expansion, MLB, and so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can pull this up on YouTube. Collecting and connected. What is up, everybody? Another Friday with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Come by you, sniper. Yo, yo, yo. Any DQ talk today? What is he? What are you talking about?
DQ, what you mean, man? Talk to me. Bayou Sniper. Huh?
Dairy Queen. I mean, we could talk about some Dairy Queen. I like me some Dairy Queen.
Listen, man, listen. All around skill set, top notch. Love
Yeah.
his facilitation.
Oh, Dairy Queen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we're on it already. Yep. Appreciate you. Yes. Love his facilitation. Love his offensive awareness. I'd love to see him put the ball in the cup a little bit more, but the way that he sets up his teammates is everything.
That's funny. We were just talking about Chris Webber earlier on the
Hmm.
episode. If you like Chris Webber, I am sorry. We slandered Chris Webber a little bit on our episode that's coming out Monday.
Only for the moment, only for the particular moment in which he didn't come up big in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But all around play,
Oh
without a
yeah,
question.
dog.
I love the
Yeah.
comparison. Yes.
You said Chris Webber was different when we talked about it that one time,
Absolutely, without a question. But we do have to highlight moments as it pertains to boneheadedness and things like that, for sure.
right? I'm sending you
Bayou Sniper already locked into what we talking about. Yep.
love Bayou Sniper. All right, I sent you the link, Kim.
All right.
My apologies if you guys hear my dog barking. He's actually now right next to me in his little home here. All right, so I sent you the
Mm-hmm.
link. I think we're okay. Run it.
Yeah,
Let's
bro.
run.
Overall, love his upside. Love his upside.
Yeah, man, Derek Queen. The New Orleans Pelicans out there, they got a lot of talent, man. Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, obviously Zion,
Mm-hmm.
obviously Dejounte, Jordan Poole. I think they botched that. I don't know why they
Yeah.
benched 3 games into the season for their. I mean, I like Fears, but I feel like if you were gonna have Poole, you shouldn't be really stunting his career. Yeah, man, we're rocking the good hats. Cam always with the fashionable hats. Me, I wear like the
Mm-hmm.
same hat. I find a hat
Mm-hmm.
I like and I just
Appreciate
stick with it. But Cam,
you.
he's the one with the hat collection.
Mm-hmm.
We got some people in here now, Cam. So
Uh-huh. Let's
let's
go.
get this
Uh-huh.
started. Welcome
Mm-hmm.
everybody to Friday night. We'll just call
Mm-hmm.
it Friday night different here on Collecting and Connecting. We come here every Friday night, hopefully to entertain you guys. Shout out to Paulie for giving us this opportunity, giving all the streamers that run their streams every day during the week for Collecting and Connecting. It's a beautiful idea
Mm-hmm.
that he's been, rolling out. Make sure if you guys like us, go over on YouTube, just put in a different conversation, go
We'll
subscribe
come
to
right
his
up.
channel. We
Mm-hmm.
have a lot that we cover. Monday nights we come out with our sports show. Tuesday night, live streaming baseball. Thursday, we have a non sports episode. Friday, 2 live streams, including this one. And then
Mm-hmm.
you never know. We might post something special on the weekends. But
For sure.
with that being said, Kem, I just said a whole lot. What's up
Mm-hmm.
with you, man?
Well, listen, man, it's a feel good Friday. You know what I mean? So listen, man, a couple of things have been going
Yeah.
on the
Oh my God,
weekend.
my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but you
Mm-hmm.
reminded me.
Mhm.
Listen, everybody, thank you for making it to Friday. Well, not thank you for making it to Friday, but
Mhm.
congrats on making it to Friday. It was probably a
Okay.
long week. We all work long work weeks. Now we get to kind of enjoy the weekend. I'm sorry for those of you that work on the weekend. Sorry, Cam, I know you work on Sundays.
Mhm.
But with that being said, we hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you for inviting us into your guys' screens on this weekend. My apologies, Cam. Keep going.
Oh no, that's really it, man. It's a feel good Friday, man. We got some great NBA going on. We got some great NCAA. We had the opening day of baseball yesterday, so a whole lot to talk about, a whole lot to unpack, man. And hoping everybody is all safe out there. We appreciate y'all. You know what I mean, joining and having us be a part of the content that you take in. Shout out to Paulie again on collecting and connecting. Let's get it. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. So,
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, I say let's just dive right into some live
Mm-hmm.
NBA action. Let's see what's going on in the world of the NBA. Then we'll look
Mm-hmm.
at the MLB a little bit. But first, NBA, with it being later in the season, it's got to get some type of priority.
Mm-hmm.
So, the NBA tonight, the Pacers and the Clippers engaging in a war for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers, they finally just got back over 500, which was cool to see. Darius Garland playing out of his mind. Good to
Last
see.
9 games, bro. 50 something percent
Yes.
from three. 50
Cur-
something percent. Mm-hmm.
yep. Currently 13 points on 50% shooting, 42 from three.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi got 15. It just seems like they don't have too much help elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Over there on the Indiana Pacers, Neesmith with 16, Nembhard with 11.
Mm-hmm.
Zubac, I believe, is out for the year, so he can play in the quote unquote revenge game. We'll have to wait till next
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Huff getting all
They're
that run.
Yeah, how you feeling about the Clippers? Because the Clippers they've been winning some games recently. Kawhi has been playing out of his mind all
Mm-hmm.
season long. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of a hard team to judge because they added Mathurin, they
Mm-hmm.
added Garland. We don't quite know what's going on with that
Mm-hmm.
trio. But how
Well,
do you feel about them?
it's easy to judge, bro. What you talking about? They ain't got nothing coming. You know what I mean? I appreciate the hard work they've been putting in and everything like that. Listen, Darius Garland, along with Benedict Mathurin for the future and the upside of the Clippers, I love. With Kawhi getting older, I believe that he's always going to be instrumental with what they do going forward, and is going to be able to fall back into that role like we see LeBron in with Luka and Austin Reeves. You understand what I'm saying? Like literally. Now it's a different type of combination, but think the same type of expectation. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I also love how Garland has been playing over the last 9 games. As I was saying earlier, over 50%, like 53% over 9 games from three. Right now,
Be
42%.
confident again too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Totally healthy now. I think with a whole new team, whole new landscape for him, that's good. You know what I mean? Because he can actually see his own future. But I am more concerned with Indiana, man. I like them, man, and what they could be. You know what I'm saying? I love the collection of scrappy talent. I think that Halliburton, it can be one star that does glue things together. But at
Yeah,
the
that
end of the
Zubac
day,
deal is gonna be so underrated, man.
yeah,
Like that's really
absolutely.
gonna have them
Come
as
on,
their
man. Them
starter.
two. Come on, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, because Tyrese, he's
What you
never
think?
really had like a that legit starting center. I mean, listen, I don't have no real respect for Miles Turner. No offense to the guy, good stretch big. But like when it as it pertains to being a center, getting the dirty work done, you can't count on Miles Turner for that. You saw that in the finals. I mean, he absolutely disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So for Halliburton to have Zubac next year, I absolutely love it. They're gonna build on that too. They're gonna get a high draft pick. Hey, maybe
Mm-hmm.
they even trade the high draft pick. You never know what can happen over there in
Mm-hmm.
Indiana. But right back to the Clippers real quick. Kawhi Leonard, if the Clippers just would have put a team around him this year, they would have just done something. Kawhi probably would have been up there for the MVP race. 28 points on 50% shooting, only 2 turnovers a game, almost more steals than turnovers. And those 28 points, if the season were to end today, would be his highest points per game average.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing a lot of games, similar to how he did 2 years ago. How do you really feel about Kawhi Leonard? How everything's kind of shaping up? It seems like he's getting healthier as his career goes along, which is kind of it's
Mm-hmm.
there, it's there. How do you feel about
Yeah.
him?
It's just the pace of the NBA, and as he's getting better, as he's getting older, you know what I mean. The pace of the NBA doesn't favor age. You know what I mean. It
At
does.
all.
It does favor space. You know what I mean, and pace. but it doesn't favor age. Now, I think, again, like in what I was saying, I think he's going to contribute without a question until the end of his career, because no matter what he commits to, he's actually very good at defense and offense. Like, as you just highlighted,
He's
more
almost 50,
steals
40,
than
90.
yeah, absolutely, and more steals than turnovers. Come on, without a question, that tells you his commitment to defense as well. So at the end of the day, man, it's nothing left but a beautiful ride into the sunset for Kawhi.
And I love I'm starting to like the Darius Garland fit here, you know, with Kawhi and LA. I think, you know, when it came to Darius Garland, I think he suffered, you know, with them getting Donovan Mitchell. Just kind of like they get in each other's way a lot. Garland, he's a high IQ. It's confusing with his game because he can make the right pass, but he's always really looking to score more than he is, you know, looking to pass. So I think after the good, you know, couple years he put together before Mitchell got there, I could see how it maybe could rub him the wrong way. But at the end of the day, he's out there in LA, you know, doing his thing. He looks comfy. I love it for him. Love his game. I hope, you know, hope he can stay out of his own way, you know. And we'll see what they can do next year. But wow, that was a lot of talk for that first game. To give an update on the score, the Clippers have caught up to the Pacers. They're now only down 4, which is cool when they were just down 10. But how about this Hawks and Celtics 60-55 at half? The Hawks are up. Jalen Johnson with 19 points and 4 assists. NAW with 11, 3 and 2. CJ McCollum got 10. Their bench is hilarious.
Yeah, but that trio, right there, Gabe Vincent, Jonathan Kuminga. Listen, man, that core group of players, that 3, with Kuminga in that 6th rotation or in the starting spot next year with the season off, with what they have at their disposal as far as picks and everything goes as well. I love the Hawks, man. You're kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like that, and then how they're competing right now. It's crazy, bro. Like, I love the upside of those guys. You know what I'm saying? They're competing.
They're gonna be a tough out in the playoffs. That's the thing about these East teams, like the Raptors, the Hawks all the way up to a 5th seed. But the Hawks, the Raptors, the Hornets, the Heat, the Magic, like them teams like the Pistons and the Knicks and the Celtics, they're gonna have their hands full early. Early.
Yes.
I absolutely wouldn't want, like I said I don't want the Knicks to even see the Raptors, and I don't want them to see the Hornets, and especially not the Heat. But the Hawks and the Hornets,
get it? They are the scariest on the rise East teams that there are right
it's
now.
Like it's not even like it's just like a couple players and that's it. Up and down, 1 through 10.
And they're trying to dog walk you. You know what I mean? Like they're
they're trying to really like score. And some teams like the Knicks will not be able to handle that.
Yeah, because if they slow down, you know what I mean, they're just their pace and stamina and youth.
Because the Knicks are gonna try to slow down the Hawks and the Hornets. The Hawks and the Hornets are gonna be unable to be slowed down. The Knicks are gonna have to increase their pace, and they suck in fast pace situations this year. But yeah, I mean the Hawks all the way up to the 5th seed. And that's the thing about the Hawks. They trade Trae Young. It looked like, you know, maybe they were gonna punt the year. Not even punt the year. It just didn't look like it was gonna be a year for them. And now after winning, what has it been? Like 11 out of the last 12 out of 13, whatever it's been, they're on a run, and I am convinced. Not this year, obviously. I think, you know, they need to have an off season, get these guys into their proper roles, get another couple pieces. But that they got something cooking out there finally, and it's like something legit. Like we're not talking about like, you know, Trae Young and a bunch of dudes. We're not talking about the goofy, you know, Jeff Teague and Paul Millsap and, you know, that goofy shit that they had going on. This is legit. I believe in Jalen Johnson as a star. I believe in their GM as a guy now after watching them trade Trae Young for nothing almost. I believe in their direction. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the direction is in the youth.
That's a tough pill to swallow, just trading Trae Young for nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But they realized that they had two players that could give them the output of that one on offense and defense. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, and And that's in the rotation, you know what I mean, that they have in their bench. So it's a great thing that they got. And we kind of covered this. So again, man, with you guys here, we shout you out, Paulie, again, for the collecting and connecting. But again, man, y'all come check us out, man, because we cover these things pretty in depth, man, and kind of man.
Yeah, and then so to update the score they're still at halftime. The Celtics, Jaylen Brown, I don't know if you saw Achilles injury. That is rough. Obviously not a torn Achilles, but he's going to have to miss some time. And I think they're going to be extra patient because of everything that went down with Jason Tatum. He's currently struggling. 2 for 11, 5 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Still trying to get his feet under him with his shot. Hasn't been pretty. Peyton Pritchard's carrying with 19 off the bench. How are we feeling about the Celtics? I mean, that is a tough injury.
Yeah,
if they can't correct that, if he really can't come back this season, I think that's it.
Yes, it's an injury to his Achilles. It is not actually an Achilles injury, right? So what that does mean is just some wear, some tear, you know what I mean, that he does need to sit, you know what I mean? And what's great about it is that it was already found out. Now, here's the thing about it. As you were saying everything about Jason Tatum and how he's looked coming back, what do we expect, right? He came back early, the fastest that we know in sports from this actual injury, and is only, 8 or 9 games back from that. So it's not too much to be expected from him. But what I do know offensively, right, because you have to work into that rhythm. What I do love is what we can highlight what he's doing defensively, right? Offensively, it's going to take a little while for him to get back. Right, it's just going to happen. That's going to happen, right? He hasn't been taking the shots, not with live action. You know what I mean? Of course, he's taking the shots in the gym, but the live action is a totally different rep. You can't replicate that with sticks, hands, anything like that. Simulated gameplay is not the same. But anyway, I think that they're still a force, right? With how they had with what they're doing. Their system, it is what it is, bro. Their system is great. You understand? Like, it's great. So Sam Cassell and Joe Mazzulla, what they are doing out there with these players is amazing, right? It doesn't dampen anything that I think about them, because I believe that he's going to come back. He's that kind of player, you know what I mean? At some point, you know what I mean, during this playoff. But yeah, that's what I got on that.
Oh man. I like what you said, but at the same time, man, I don't know, that injury stinks, man. Because you're talking about your MVP candidate pulling away. You see already from these results, and I know it's just one game so far. It doesn't seem like they without Jaylen Brown on the court. It doesn't seem like they have a proper rhythm. And that's gonna stink, because when he comes back, you're gonna have to, again, like, Jason Tatum is gonna be at a completely different spot than he is right now. So now, instead of integrating Tatum in, we're going to be integrating Jaylen Brown in, because this team's going to look a little different. You already know. I think what's going to happen is Tatum's going to start getting his legs under him. He's going to start shooting a lot of shots, because guess what? Jaylen Brown is out. It's going to be up to him and Derek White to put up all the shots from the starting lineup.
I like that, though, because one second before I wanted to let you finish. Excuse me for cutting you off, but I need you to go to the interview before it was announced that Jaylen Brown's Achilles was actually hurt, because that game that they had against San Antonio, the game before he actually announced that he was hurt, that game against San Antonio, and what he talked about, where he thought that was JT's best game coming back, it tells you, like, what we talk about. Like, them dudes they are connected, you know what I mean? They're on the same frequency, whether they're on the court together or not. You know what I'm saying? It tells that they keep in contact with one another, whether one of them sitting on the sideline after the game, during the game, you know what I mean? They're on the same frequency. So I don't think they miss anything, you know what I mean, with this injury. I think it's more prep too, you know what I mean, for the actual run that they can put together. But go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, that was kind of just all I had to say. I hope there's not too much pressure on Jason Tatum to be shooting all these shots. To be having to carry, because he's going to have to carry for them to, maintain where they're at. And they're
at some point he's going to come alive. He got to come alive.
They're the second seed, only like a game above the Knicks, a couple games above the Cavs. So this could be interesting, because if you're the Knicks, you got to either choose to stay at the 3 seed or jump up to the 2 seed.
Yeah, obviously. I think they want to stay at the 3, though.
and that's what I'm thinking. Because I would love for the Knicks. It's tough because if you want the Celtics, if the Celtics are going to win their first round matchup, you would like to have home field or home court advantage against them.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be an interesting thing to see. I just don't want no parts of those play-in teams, man. Them team's already good, and then they're gonna have the momentum of coming out of the play-in tournament, man. I'm sorry, I'm just petrified. I'm petrified for the Knicks.
They're good.
I like it the way it is, the way it's set up. If the season ends today,
yeah,
I love it. The Knicks will face the Raptors, then they'd face the Celtics, hopefully, and then hopefully they would take on a Cavs that have been through a lot of bullshit, or the Pistons who have been through a lot of bullshit. And I like that. I think the Knicks do have a path to the finals. If this changes to where the Knicks are looking at the Hornets or the Hawks, I'm scared, man. We're at that time of the year. It's good stuff. I'm petrified. I can't wait.
And we should be. Why you think I was so nervous in talking about the Lakers? I kind of averted everything.
Look at that. Their first round projection is the Rockets. What a series,
come on, bro. Come on, man.
LeBron versus KD one more time. As Unks, the Unkoff.
I don't really want that. I actually don't want that. You know what I mean?
I feel that'd be terrible for the sport. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look at another game that's going on. Let me update this. Pacers only up by 2. Hawks and Celtics are coming out of the half. The Cavaliers are up by a billion points on the Heat.
Yeah.
Miami Heat, they have been falling apart lately ever since Bam's big game. Tyler Hero cannot find his shot. Bam still can't find his shot, even though he found it for that one night. He has been struggling this season with his shot. And now it seems like the guys that carried them, like Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, guys like that, just haven't been clicking. It's still a team effort out there in Miami, but they look stinky.
Bro. Agreed. 100%. 100%. But as I told you in some of what we talked about before, bro, I never really had any true faith in them, along with what Bam is saying. Like, you know what I mean? Them being dragged or them scratching and clawing more than anything, you know what I'm saying, to get into the play-in, that's just not a good culture. And I know that fatigue has to set in. You know what I mean? I love the grit that is associated with the sunny beach, but
I mean, their only addition in the offseason was Norman Powell, which was cool, but we knew it wasn't going to get them over the line. And then, they didn't do anything during the trade deadline when they absolutely could have. And it's just now they're paying the consequences. They're probably going to be the 10th seed, and that's disgusting. Because Bam has been very vocal about not wanting to be a play-in team anymore. He's also, as you mentioned to me earlier, vocal about wanting to go to an expansion team. And the writing might be on the wall here. I mean, if the Heat can't figure out that right, number one piece to insert on this team, I think they should actually rebuild. They have a lot of young talent. I don't want to really see them trade Khalil Ware and Hawkes Jr. and stuff like that. Those guys are good.
Yeah, bro.
I only want to see them traded for that one piece. And if it's Giannis, it's Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I thought the right acquisition was Ja Morant. I know for whatever reason he's out for the year, but I think that's just the Grizzlies tanking. You know what I mean? He had a sprained elbow. It wasn't anything crazy. So we'll see what happens with Miami, man. It's disgusting. It's hideous.
It's still a destination that I think players want to play in, but now they just have
I would want to play in Miami, man.
Yeah, just have to put
if I was an NBA player, I would want to at least spend 1 year playing for the Miami Heat, just being in that weather, being around those fans. But moving on to the Cavs, man. So they are absolutely dominant. You see the plus minus of all of these guys in the starting lineup, absolutely putting belt to the Miami Heat. Some standouts: James Harden 14-9, Jared Allen 14-7, Mobley 7-8. Mitchell hasn't had to do anything; he only has 2 points, and they are winning by like 40. That is a very good thing to see if you are a Cavs fan, because that's the one thing about Donovan Mitchell when it comes to the playoffs. If he's not able to perform, he hasn't really ever had teams that could really back him up. But it seems like this Cavs team can win games without him. And if Max Strus is going to play like that, 22 points off the bench right now, If Max Strus is going to play like that and then join in with guys like Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder and everybody else that they got, it's another team I don't want to see, Cam. It's another team I don't want to see out there.
Yeah, because I still love the pressure that Dennis Schroeder puts on the defense. Well, both sides of the ball, I should say, whether he's scoring or not. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he literally, you know what I mean, puts a pressure on the game that is kind of it's old school, and I love that he still has it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like for real. So yeah. But just talking about the role players that could affect those games as well is kind of crazy, bro. It's crazy. Cleveland, that could affect them in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They got what it takes. They just have to make sure that they're clicking, you know what I mean, at time of play. Because again, like you just highlighted, Donovan hasn't had this, right? He's never really had this. Miami is also fighting for something as well. So this also leads to how good, you know,
because you're facing Erik Spoelstra. So
absolutely.
That's my thing. Like with that is like, it's like you said, Donovan Mitchell's never had this. And it's like, with James Harden, it's a guy where if Donovan Mitchell is struggling, Harden can pick up, lead, get guys in the right spots, get it back to Donovan Mitchell when he's hot. So yeah, I absolutely like Cleveland. They're still my favorite out the East, man. I don't have another favorite.
Okay.
So the Rockets are, putting obvious belt to the Memphis Grizzlies. Kevin Durant got 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, having a nice all-around game. Jabari Smith, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Sengun, 10 points, 5 assists. Reed Shepherd, 10. Amen Thompson, 7. Now, I love what team they're turning into.
Yeah, buddy.
To a more team-centric instead of putting it all on Kevin Durant, which is nice because it can't all be on Kevin Durant. Like, can you win games? Can they have, put that strategy out there game after game after game? Yeah, but you can't run Kevin Durant into the ground. You need him in the playoffs. You need him to be there in the playoffs. So I like even though it's kind of, they're kind of falling in the standings. They're going up and down. I like what they got out there in Houston. I think they can compete with anybody in a 7-game series.
Yeah, something I watched in just watching how they're coming together, Houston themselves, is that just the culmination of the actual team chemistry. I think Reed Shepherd was like 0 for his last 14 or something like that in the last game. It was kind of crazy, right? Then he gets up during the end of the game, the last game that they had, where KD went crazy. They went into the overtime. Reed is 0 for 14 for the last 3 points. He gets a pass from KD. He misses, right? But he stays in the same spot. They chase down a rebound. It was without hesitation. KD kicked it right to him, and he nailed it. You understand what I'm saying? It's something to see the trust. You understand what I'm saying? And understanding the right basketball play and doing the right thing, whether a person is missing or not. You know what I mean? Because there's a couple of guys on that team, Houston, that went through cold spells. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I think Eason was he had missed 40 straight for a minute.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? His mom was bugging on social media on everybody.
Yeah, he had missed 40 straight for a minute. So it's they go through those things with that team, but I actually love what they're becoming. You know what I'm saying? Without Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith ain't getting minutes no more?
No, bro, no. Wow. No. They running a tight 7, man. It's about a tight 7-8, man.
Damn, just having him as someone that's just there as your third stringer is insane. Wow, I didn't even know that. All right, and then the Grizzlies, if there's anything, Gigi Jackson's playing ball again.
I'm loving him.
Yeah, he was a guy that I thought was gonna go off this year. It just him and Scottie Pippen Jr. Javon Small, he's going off tonight. Let me find out about his game. Yeah, he's a good offensive player. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to look into him. Javon Small. Sounds like a good player.
He's getting about 25 minutes or so a game, so he's being effective for sure.
And then they got Taj Gibson for no fucking reason. Why is he still in the league, man? He must be a good time, man. I don't even know what's going on. All right, so the Thunder and the Bulls are actually giving it to the Thunder, Cam. Bulls are up by 6. Isaac Okoro carrying with 15. Colin Sexton has 16. They got a lot of those guys that can just score like that. Buzelis with 9. Giddy's struggling. Bulls are just a weird team. Hopefully they can find some type of direction soon. Anthony Simons just not getting playing time. It is what it is. That's what happens, man. I called it. I said that the Celtics would trade him to a team that just wouldn't use him because he's not. I'm sorry, he's just not that good. He's just not. Jalen Williams with 11. SGA with 11. Thunder business as usual, but they're not winning this game. Well, what you got to say about the Thunder, Cam?
Oh, nothing. I think they're going to close it though. That's what we got right now. They're going to close the show though. You know what I mean? That's easy money right there. I don't got anything coming from Chicago. Listen, I think the last thing that happened for them this year was a youngin go ahead and going to Minnesota, Dosunmu, during the trade deadline and them getting what they got and keeping what they had to try and develop. Now, listen, I think that they're a great fight any night, right? Buzelis and the boys are not just standing there. Miller, they're not just standing there, right? I actually like them. But OKC is a well-oiled machine. They are working back Jalen Williams and Hartenstein. So right now, bro, it doesn't really, these little things, you know what I mean? This little 6 points doesn't mean anything.
Oh, you got Aaron Wiggins and Jared McCain at the back of your bench. Like that.
Because if you look, they're also working back Jalen Williams, man, and Hartenstein. So they're gonna lead. They're gonna be down in times that's not normal because they're working back the guys to get back the oil machine. So
hell yeah, man. So let's see what else we got going. I like, yeah, man. I mean, Chicago, it's tough, dude. They need to put a good product in front of their fans again.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Patrick Williams going to be there forever.
Yeah, bro. They drafted him high, gave him big money. They do this the Daniel Jones effect, like what the Giants were doing with Daniel Jones. Hope one day he takes that step. All right, then we don't have much else going on. I mean, the Raptors and the Pelicans. Hey, he did say let's talk about some Pelicans. I don't think there's much to talk about. I know I roast them every week. I'm sorry, Bayou. Derek Queen is not playing tonight.
Nope.
Coming off the bench.
DNP.
Yeah, unless he's coming off the bench. I think he's coming off the bench. But yeah, man. I mean, the Pelicans, they got my screen's going crazy. They got a bunch of good players. Oh, I see Jordan Poole's finally getting minutes again. Not bad. DeAndre Jordan.
He's been there the whole season though, bro. He's actually, I guess, like their resident old head type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why are they giving him minutes over like Derek Queen?
But he at DNP. He could. That's a coach's decision. He probably, you know what I mean, didn't look good at practice, and they decide not to play him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's crazy. Everyone in the Raptors starting lineup right now got 4 points.
That's wild.
We'll see what happens with those guys. But yeah, you got any off the top NBA things you want to talk about before we talk about some other stuff?
Before we move into some other stuff, well, what I'll say about like right now, man, what I was thinking was Milwaukee, right? What do you think about Milwaukee literally getting themselves into the dumpster of the Eastern Conference after winning the last notable championship aside from the Celtics East Coast Championship, and it actually turned into a fire. You know what I mean? Now it's a full-on dumpster fire, right? They released Cam Thomas, right? Argued with Giannis for a week or so about whether he should play or not. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
It's not looking pretty for Milwaukee. I don't even see at this point they can't keep Giannis. That this is the position they put themselves in. Like now, Milwaukee actually has to tank. Like this is a situation where they have to tank. They, for whatever reason, released Dame Lillard and spread his contract out over whatever years it is. Signed Miles Turner to a max contract. You still got Giannis's money. So basically, you have 3 max contracts on the books. Only 2 players, and one of them is playing. And only one is playing. And I don't. What's Miles Turner's stats? I don't mean to constantly rag on the guy, but like it's an embarrassment. You want to wave off you want to wave off the Pacers fans and do all this mumbo jumbo, and you out here averaging 12 and 5 on 44%, and you've had you've had all the time and all the space on the floor to show everybody who you are, because Giannis has been dead all year. Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean his last cut, like he's only scored 10 points once in the last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm so far past my Miles Turner and that whole thing, but that's what Milwaukee's done. I mean, yeah, have they gotten guys like Ryan Rollins and stuff like that? Yeah, but it's not enough. It'll never be enough. It's over, dude. You stick a fork in it. It's done. I personally hope that day one of the offseason, the Bucks trade Giannis, because I'm tired of the drama at this point between Giannis and the Bucks. Like, I understand Giannis really wants to be a lifer, but it's just not happening here, unfortunately. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. That's all I gotta say about that. In terms of Milwaukee, it's disgusting, man, and it shouldn't have been.
I agree 100%. No.
Shouldn't have been this way at all, because if you were going to have a bad, like, if your plan to replace Damian Lillard was to be one, not have a true point guard play point guard, and then just replace him with Miles Turner, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know what they were expecting. None of us were high on the Bucks. I mean, at one point I was like, hey, Giannis comes back, he's got all these pieces around him, whatever, but it's nasty.
12 and 5 for 6'11", 7'1" is horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible. I don't care how you put it.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's like
for the money he got, is horrible.
And for the when it comes to Giannis, it's like that's why I like some front offices really get me mad, because it's like you have the guy in front of your face, just put the things around him, man. And like it took them so long to get the right combination the first time. And now it's just like, I don't even know how the owner of this team still has these guys in their seats.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough you got Doc Rivers who can't get along with anybody. That's probably what happened with Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas probably came in. He's like, yo, I'm a certified scorer. Like, I got my stripes. Like, let me play. And Doc was like, no, we're doing this my way.
And he had a couple of 40-point games in Bucks uniforms.
Yes.
Bro. He had a week like what we had, like a couple of like 3 40-point games or something like that in a Bucks uniform, and then turn around and get cut. I think what's crazy, of course, he's the tough bucket getter, but that comes with them having not a lot of offense in Milwaukee anyway, and that's just Cam's personality. But the point, and kind of to go with what you're saying, is that Doc doesn't have a coaching style that is definitive that we know anyway. What we know about Doc Rivers is that he gets a collection of players and try to coach them in position to win the game, right? But we don't know anything. I don't know anything about Doc that is clear and definitive about a coaching style that he has that revolutionized any team that he's had or anything like that. I think that he probably is the player coach that he probably is able to say, hey, in this situation, you do this or that. But I haven't seen it in all the time, man. Like, I'm being honest. And that one championship that they did get, salute, brother. Like, for real, salute. You know what I mean? With the Boston thing. But that was a big 3. That's
the thing. Like, his resume is so awful. It's tough because, like, think about where it started. It started in Orlando. Drove away Tim Duncan from landing in Orlando when it should have been a done deal. Goes to the Boston Celtics. Took him how long to get that one ring? And you only got one out of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rondo, and then the nice little depth that they had around them. You only get one out of that. And yeah, granted, Kobe happened, but them team, like, if we're being real, stack them up against each other. Those Celtics teams were better than those Lakers teams, man. They were absolutely better, and they only got one ring out of that. Goes to the Clippers. They just couldn't get it done. He couldn't outsmart any coach. I mean, that's kind of where the spotlight was on him. Was in LA, where he couldn't outcoach anybody, and that's what it came down to. The Clippers would get into dogfights, deep into these playoff series, and he just couldn't. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have no bag to get him through. It was not good, and all the talent that went through Los Angeles too, like that's insane. And then he went to the 76ers. We knew it wouldn't work out. Went to the Bucks. We knew it wouldn't work out. Like, and that's the thing. I hope he does retire. I'm tired of hearing about it. The Bucks. This has just been a front office disaster class. That's what we're gonna call it. Because again, you just look at everything across the board. They didn't do. I like the move for Dame, but you immediately got Doc Rivers after your coach had a very positive record. What was that record that Green had? It was like 30-12, something 30-13, something like that. They let him go to hire Doc Rivers, and then it all went to shit. So Milwaukee deserved this. I'm sorry that you fans have to deal with that front office out there in Milwaukee, but hey, man, that's sports for you. We'll see. We'll see him in the next cycle of good players that they get. All right, so let's talk about some baseball. How active are you going to be into baseball this season, Cam? What you think?
Well, listen, man, I'm there. And listen, it's kind of crazy that who you got on the cover right there, who you just hit there. It's kind of dope that. Listen, man, that's probably going to be one of the top 3 MVP candidates. What did he do in the WBC? What did he bat, like 440? Right?
You're talking about
Vlad. Yeah, don't play with me. Absolutely. He bat like 440 during the WBC. Then I think towards the end of the season last year, I know that you wasn't expecting me to be on point like this. Then you got at the end of the season last year, right? Check it out.
I need it, bro. Listen, Cam, I need some baseball.
Yeah, man. He batted what, 396 or something like that, just barely scratching that 40 in the tail end of last season. What it looks like, right? Listen, man, and shout out to the guy Buster Olin, man, because he's keeping me on point. Right, I'll check him out. He's from up our way, you know what I'm saying? But what I'll say is that in all truth, bro, it looks like he actually is a hitter, right? So you know how we got great pitchers, right? Is he actually a hitter that can hit great pitchers? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, is he actually one of those guys that
can really we didn't know what we were gonna get out of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for a while there, because it's like 1 year was a lot of power, 1 year was contact, sometimes it was nothing. And I think a lot of the concern was the money, because a lot of these guys, they come in from Dominican Republic and all these other places. And they got to get the money, man. That's what a lot of people forget. When they see Juan Soto being a guy that's scratching every single million that he could out of the New York Mets or the New York Yankees, you got to forget where these guys come from, man. They come from terrible living environments. They come from a family that's just begging to get out, begging to have something notable, and baseball brought that to him. So he had to take care of his money, and this is the one different situation, and it immediately led to them going to the World Series, where Vlad wanted an extension, right? A lot of people were like, yo, this motherfucker's crazy, 500 million, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, what do we mean 500 million? Then they actually come to terms. I think it was like 400 and some million over 10 years. And that immediately locked them in, because what you get out of that is you get a guy that knows that Toronto is going to be his home for X amount of years. And at the end of the day, man, he was a leader. He got them, to where they needed to go. Because, it was crazy, man, because the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they don't got too much talent on that team. Like, they got pitching, but, hitting, a lot of it's Vlad and a bunch of scrappy guys. It's not Vlad and some, heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying? And so that's
when everybody can hit, they get stole out of there. So
yeah, and that's me, when it comes to sports, I like to look at stuff that's not really on the stat sheet. And this is one of those things. It's why you gotta, re-sign your guys to contract extensions. That's just what it is. And help them be comfortable, help them know that, hey, this is your home for the next X amount of years. Take us somewhere. We're on your back. That's what they did with Vladdy. It immediately paid off. They have a lot of hype this year. I don't know who's winning that division. It's going to be fun because you got Toronto, New York, Baltimore, Boston. It's going to be a bloodbath in that division.
I got one more question for you.
All right, let's go, man.
Did you watch any opening day?
Yes.
So what do you think about the bonehead plays that Cruz made in the 1 or 2/3 of an innings pitched for Paul Skeens after we didn't see him in the WBC. Again, another WBC reference, right? We didn't see him where we probably could have seen him managed, you know what I mean, in a way that he could have actually helped.
He pitched great in the WBC. It's just we didn't see him in the right spots. He wasn't put in the spot.
But what do you think about Cruz? You know what I mean, with the bonehead plays, kind of looking like he needed glasses, and just kind of mistracking the ball, right? Where there could have been easy outs to kind of save Paul, right? I don't know if you saw it.
That's the thing with O'Neal Cruz. It's been his whole career. It's tough, man.
Okay.
I don't even know how to put this.
I want to hear it.
He's good, but he's not good. It's weird. He's good. He has a lot of raw power. He's been in the top 5 of hard hit, batted up, centered up baseballs. He's been top 5 in all of those stats. But he can't put together a good season. There's always something lacking. I mean, last year was probably the best season of his career, and he still struck out almost 4 more times than he walked. Only hit 200 over the course of an entire season, which is 1 hit every 5 at bats.
Yeah.
Which isn't good. You can pick him apart. He just hasn't been able to put his game together, and it looks like we're at another year of that. But with Paul Skeens, man, that was tough to see. Not even a full inning.
Yeah. He's the golden boy, bro.
Yeah, he is, man. He has a lot of hype. He can't be having like that.
He can't.
When's the last time that he even had a bad game like that? We're about to look
I don't think ever. I don't think there's ever been a game.
He's definitely had a
That's the first time he's never had a full inning pitch, though, I think.
Oh yeah, that is the first time for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Might be the worst game of his career. Let's look at last year.
So bro, I tried to dial in, right? Because it's shit. We can do multi-screens for everything now, right? So I'm like, fucking, all right, let's see what's going on, right? Schoolball looking amazing still, right?
Yeah, the last time he gave up 5 runs or more was April 8th of last year.
Almost a full calendar year, basically.
Yeah, almost a full calendar year of him having a really rough game. Because there's some games where he gave up 4, but 5, that's absolutely unseen. But yeah, let's dive in. Yeah, Schoolball, he pitched his ass off yesterday. Let's see what we got for scores right now.
Okay.
My screen is tweaking on the screen share for some reason.
Yeah, I watched.
He shut out the Giants 3-0. That's one game that's in the books.
I watched Mike Trout hit at his first at bat, knock one out. Right.
Would love to see him have another healthy season, man, because he's another player, man. He's obviously a Hall of Famer, but when it comes to
winning
big stats that I think we can throw that away. I'm not even gonna lie. I am fully over it that I'm never gonna see Mike Trout hoist the World Series trophy.
Okay.
He doesn't have the balls to ask out of LA. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't have that leadership style to him, and that's okay. He's one of the greatest talents that we'll ever see. But yeah, he's at 405 home runs, so he's not at 500 yet. He has about the rest of his career to do that. 1,755 hits. That's the thing when it comes to Mike Trout is we remember him for his individual great years, but as a collective, it's not as good as it should be, unfortunately. But like I said, he's automatic Hall of Famer because he is the best, hitter to be, come out of the 2010s. It's just his career is ending so poorly, man. It's so much like Ken Griffey Jr. So much. Except the difference is Ken Griffey Jr. played in the playoffs. Mike Trout has one, Kem.
Yeah,
one playoff appearance.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Kevin Durant had one playoff appearance? One playoff appearance, and he sucked. His one shot, he probably didn't think damn, this is my only fucking shot.
That's that Ricky Bobby. What am I supposed to do?
Crazier than that is I don't know. Do you know who Felix Hernandez is?
Of course, yes.
pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. Yeah,
Yes.
he never played in the playoffs. Not one game did he pitch in the playoffs. Oh man, baseball is absolutely crazy. But yeah,
he was a hype too. I loved him. He was energy, bro.
Yeah, bro, he was one of my favorite pitchers. I got his jersey. His perfect game is one of the game that I always like to go back and watch. But yeah, so you know the Athletics and the Blue Jays, they started a little late, and they're already in the 7th game. That's one thing I love about baseball these days. These are quick games.
It's quick.
I'm here for it. Not these long. You know, I see where people say that baseball is boring because of how long those games would be. But you know, Toronto, they're up right now. The Athletics, they're charging. They got two runners on right now. Miami Marlins are trying to hold off the Rockies. They're up 2-1. They actually got a good start finally out of Alcantara. Looks all right. I mean, I know it's just the Rockies. They stink. They're poop. Whatever. But
what do you think about the Diamondbacks?
Go ahead.
What do you think about the Diamondbacks?
They.
Excuse me.
It's their front office, man.
Okay.
That's another team where like it's literally their front office. I mean, they fell apart last year bad. And it was basically just because they didn't have a good coaching staff. They didn't have anything good put over there. But putting together a year that they can put together, I mean, they got Corbin Carroll and Ketel at the top of that lineup. They got Nolan Arenado and Carlos Santana, 2 vets coming in. They got Jordan Lawler, the hyped up rookie. They got the hitters. It's just pitching, man. Like Zach Gallen fell off of the face of the earth, and I know that probably stunk for them as my screen is going nuts. I can't even read you guys the starting pitchers, but I think it's
that's what I know in Arizona for more than anything was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and now it's like they're down to Zach Gallen as their number 1. He stinks. He hasn't, like, for whatever reason, in his contract year last year, he fell off the face of the earth. And then you got these guys like Brandon Pfaadt, Soroka, Ed Rodriguez. It's disgusting. Ryan Nelson, their number 2. And then obviously, you know, on the injured list, they got Corbin Burns and Merrill Kelly, which, you know, if they come back, they can do something. But I don't know, man. I think the Dodgers doing what they're doing really messed up the Arizona and San Diego, I think. Because they have talent. They have a lot of talent. I feel like they could have built that talent. But it's kind of like when you have the Dodgers in your division, it's like, do we really go out and spend all that money and fall flat on our face? You know what I'm saying? Probably really deep conversations that they had in their front office. Like, damn, man, Dodgers just added fucking Kyle Tucker. Like, whoa, who are we? Like, how are we going to combat that? Like, we got to face Tucker.
And how they paid him is crazy.
But that's just it. The Dodgers just kind of outsmarted the league. This is how dynasties are made. They outsmarted the league. You can look at every single player that's on the Dodgers roster, and either they're homegrown or they took advantage of the stupid ass mistakes of the rest of the league. Because if you think about it, anyone could have offered Shohei that kind of deal. I mean, that's all you say is like, bro.
Whereas though he don't really get paid until after 10 years or something like that. Like,
yeah, you're already making $80 million in all your sponsorships and everything that you get from Japan and everything. So that's probably all the Dodgers said. They were like, yo, what if we just didn't pay you so that we could fill out our team forever? Like, well, let's go 10 for 10.
And what he doesn't like the money kick in after like 10 years. He gets like $2 million until 10 years. And they already won like 2 championships type thing. So
yeah,
what the hell,
the only thing that sucks is that, you know, with the salary cap and everything coming, when the time does come where you have to pay him for not playing, it's
going to be over. Yeah, it's going to be over. But it's going to be good money.
They'll prepare for that. I think in Ohtani's last 2 years of his deal, we'll probably see them trading a lot of things. Whatever their team looks like then, they'll probably get really younger in preparation for that, because that's going to be $60 million a year for nobody, and it's going to be epic to see how that happens. But it's all worth it when a dynasty is birthed. They got 3 in the 2020s, 2 in the last 2. Probably going to win, I'd say, at least maybe 2 more. It's disgusting.
It's worth it.
Yeah, and we might see history this year. We might see the 3P. I know we're not seeing it in hockey. I know a lot of people have been saying whatever about the Florida Panthers. I asked the guy the other day, because I don't watch hockey. He said that it doesn't look like they're even going to make the playoffs for the 3P. Crazy. That's how hard it is to three-peat. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously things still have to align for the Los Angeles Dodgers, but it's pretty much already aligned. They did. It's theirs. They just gotta play the games.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll definitely see. You got anything else on
No.
baseball? Yeah, that was good. Let's go take a look before we get on out of here. Let's go back to NBA.com. Some scores. All right, so the Pacers are up 4 as the time is going down here. Darius Garland got 25. Kawhi got 23. You know, it's looking like it's a dogfight out there. This is what I'm telling you, Kem. The Pacers have been tanking this year. They've been doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
Like this, where it's like, you know, they probably want to show Zubac that they can compete, like, you know, facing his former team and, you know, everything like that. And they're out there compete. Look, like they got a guy, their 9th man is scoring 13 points right now, Micah Potter. Obi Toppin got 18. This is who the Pacers are. They got talent. You can't look me in my face and tell me they're the worst fucking team in the Eastern Conference. There's just no way. There's no way you could tell me that.
Yeah, and I love Jarris Walker. He ended up leaving the game, you know what I mean, falling down after a nice dunk and banging out. So, oh, there he is. Hey,
yes, say hello, Hayden.
I know.
Yeah,
oh, bro.
Say what's up. He's just being a menace, man. He don't go to sleep until everything's quiet. So like I can get him to bed, but you know, once I start talking and doing this, he wants to be here, which is cool. I'm glad he's always found this stuff cool. So you think we should leave it there? You got any final thoughts? Any quick topics you want to talk about?
That's it, really, man. Shout to everybody, man. Thanks for
we'll let you guys all get back to your Friday nights. We hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like this, subscribe to Collected and Connected, subscribe to A Different Conversation. You know, let's grow. Let's do this, man. You know, with that being said, we're gonna get on out of here. We hope you enjoyed the screen. Again, congrats to everybody for making it to Friday. Happy weekend. Thank you for letting us be on your screens. We're out. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.